What's up, guys? Welcome back to DCA. Today what we're going to do is talk about Bitcoin. So we made a new all-time high, surpassing the $65,000 level, getting nearly to $67,000. Since then, we've come back and have went as low as around $60,000. Currently, we're trading right around 62.6. So I want to show you guys why, if we go down in the short term, you shouldn't panic, okay? I'm going to walk through the price history of Bitcoin and show you why this is expected and why you shouldn't panic under any circumstances. So before we do that, let's take a look at the DCA index. If you don't know what that is, I will link a video demonstrating the DCA index and how to use it in a link above. So right now we're sitting at around 56, around 57 on the DCA index, okay? So if you have a slightly more aggressive approach, you could still be acquiring Bitcoin in this region. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm still acquiring some, and I will continue to do so up until we're solidly in the 60 and above range. So let's just, from there, hop right into it. So let's go all the way back to 2011, back when we all had lots of Bitcoin. Back when we all had lots of $30 Bitcoin, right? So note that we made this high here in the middle of 2011, and then we came down. This was the end of the market cycle, came down and didn't get back to that level until around the beginning, the first quarter of 2013. So this is one of the more anticlimactic of these events, but this is the day where we got back to, that new all-time high that we hadn't seen since 2011. So we got back to this all-time high level on the 2nd of February, of 2013. And in the short term, we went down approximately 10%. Okay. So we hit that level and went down 10%. Not a big deal. In the grand scheme of things, 10% corrections happen all the time. Then we made a new all-time high in April of 2013 and didn't reach that level again until around October. Okay, so, kind of similar to where we're at right now. And as has been mentioned many times by lots of people, the 2013 cycle appears to be somewhat similar to the cycle we're in right now. So we hit this first peak of this double peak cycle. We came back to it. We went significantly down, going from a close of around 225 all the way down to around 60, 70 bucks. Okay. So pretty massive correction, and then didn't get back to that level until about 6 months later. At that time, right when we hit the all-time high, we corrected about 25%. Okay, so that's a fairly large correction, going from 225 all the way down to a low of 175. Now, the lowest close ended up only being around 188, but still, even if you account for 188, it's still a 19% correction. But then, just as we saw here, the cycle continued on. Okay, here a few days later, the cycle continues on. In fact, it got back above that, about 2 weeks later. So let's go to the end of 2013. We top out and we don't get back to that level again until early 2017, at which time we go down 30% over the next 21 days. Okay, so you're seeing a trend here. Every single time we hit a market cycle peak, or, any peak followed by a significant amount of time until we get back to that all-time high, the market corrects when you hit that all-time high. These are people taking their profits and or people selling who have been in a loss for a significant amount of time. People that bought up here and then sat at a loss for going on in this instance, about 2 years or more. Yeah, I mean, this is 2013. They sat at a loss until 2017. People that bought up here and held. Now, why you would sell after holding for that long is beyond me, but people do what they're going to do. So we hit our market cycle peak, our next one, up at the end of 2017, and we go on this large crypto winter, and then don't get back to it until November of 2020. And what happens? I mean, just as expected, the market corrects. In fact, it corrects about 17%. If you want to go by the close, it's about 12%. Okay. So, during these times, I guarantee you, all the bulls are out there, all the bears are out there saying, "Oh, this is the end. This is the end of the end of the run. It's gonna head down now." And just like they always do, there's always people fighting Bitcoin. There always have been people fighting Bitcoin, and they're constantly moving the goalpost. Constantly. September was the end of the market cycle. And then now that it's September, next it will be December. And before it was April is the end of the market cycle, and May. And, you can go through Bitcoin's history. You could search by month every single year since Bitcoin has existed, and you will find people telling you it's the end of Bitcoin. It's being a Bitcoin bear is one of probably the easiest jobs out there, because all you have to do is wait for, just keep saying it's going down, keep moving your goalpost, and keep telling everyone it's going to correct. And eventually you'll be right for a short amount of time, right? Even a broken clock is, is right twice a day. So, this is just to show, don't panic. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Let's put it that way. But this is not financial advice, but I am not going to panic sell. Even if we go down to 50,000 again, or wherever we go to, even if we go back to the 20 week, I'm not going to panic sell. This happens every single time in Bitcoin's history that we've hit one of these previous all-time highs. Every single time, guys. I mean, without fail, it's been every single time. So, don't be that guy who's held for however long and then loses his nerve at this point, right? Because every single time it's corrected, but at worst so far, 21 days is how long you had to wait to get back above, or, to start on your way back up again. Actually, this one didn't get back above for almost, 50 days. I don't know about you, but 50 days isn't that long. I'm not a short-term trader. I don't think if you're trying to make life-changing wealth in Bitcoin, you should be a short-term trader. I think, there's lots of people out there who act like they're short-term traders and making all sorts of money in Bitcoin. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they do or not, but I can tell you one thing: if you just hold and don't get shaken out, don't get scared, you're going to make a lot of money. So that's kind of my stance, guys. I just wanted to show you, even if we correct, because I think there's a strong possibility we do, don't get scared, don't sell. That's my stance. Now, we very well might not even correct. This has been, in the grand scheme of things, not that long of a period of time. It's been about 6 months, but historically speaking, that's going to indicate a correction. Like, if you look here, it was about the same time length. And sure enough, we had a fair sized correction and then just moved on up to a new high. So the bottom line is, guys, don't listen to the FUD. Stay strong in your stance. Keep your convictions. And I think it's onward and upward from here. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you like this type of content, hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. and there's going to be a link to the Telegram channel where I'm posting the DCA index until I find the best way to, distribute that model. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Until next time, see you.